Hey guys, Dee Dee here. Today I'm gonna be drawing a character of mine while talking about her a bit. This is a character that is she's a gem character, a Pearlsona. Some of you might already kind of know her since I've talked about her on my vlog before, and I've been trying to figure out how to give her a design that's more like what actual pearls in the show have, but I've been having a bit of trouble with that. So I'm going to be trying again with no reference so that I don't end up making the same mistakes as usual. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Her name is Perla, and she is a pearl. She was originally going to be called Yellow Pearl, but I predicted that there would be a Yellow Pearl in the show and changed her name to Perla because it would be less confusing. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out basic body type because I don't really draw pearls very often. Kind of weird to me because of how skinny and tall they can be. Not necessarily tall, but pretty skinny. So Perla is a character that I came up with shortly after what I like to call the old leaks, a series of not a series of leaks, but a leak on 4chan that was actually deconfirmed not too long ago, but kind of went like almost 10 months before it was deconfirmed, which is pretty crazy. But like something that it talked about was the role of pearls, and so I actually created my own Pearlsonas based on the information it gave, which turned out to be correct, though that was likely just a lucky guess, considering that a lot of the major things in the leak were deconfirmed by a real leak recently. The original idea for Perla was actually for a comic that I was making about how to kill a gem, and it had 3 pearls being executed, but I fell in love with one of them and was like, hey, I can't kill this character. I've got to use her, and so that's what happened, and now I have this character who I actually use, kinda. Her backstory, of course I changed it so that she didn't get killed, but but after that, her backstory hasn't really changed much, aside from like little things here and there to fix up contradictions in canon. She's like she was originally intended to be slightly defective, but I ended up my attempt at making that work, and it ended up creating probably the ugliest thing I had ever drawn. That's the reason for, oh man, this looks bad. It's a reason for me wanting to do like a redesign thing for her. Because I sucked when I first made her. And again, I'm always looking back at my old art and being like, wow, I suck, I can't believe I used to share this stuff. Anyway, her basic backstory is that she was one of 3 pearls who were unhappy with their situations and ultimately ended up plotting to kill their masters and then getting caught because they had because there was one other gem who was not a pearl with them who did not agree with the plan and had actually told on them, and like of course the intention was not to get Perla and the other two pearls executed, but that's what ended up happening anyway. And like that other character feels really guilty about it. More on her like some completely other time because her involvement in the story is like a spoiler for another story about a completely different character. Let's see. Pearl has always had like this thing, like her design was originally kind of inspired by the Membari from Babylon 5, though like a lot of her, especially like more recent things, end up making her look more like Rick from Rick and Morty. It's completely unintentional. I hadn't even started watching that show at the time. She looks too much like Canon Pearl. Let's see. Gemstone is supposed to be a lot higher than Canon Pearls to create a bald spot, because why wouldn't a gem have something like male pattern baldness? Honestly. She still looks like Canon Pearl. See, this is why I have so much trouble with her. Like, no matter what, if I try to deviate from the look that I originally had for her, she ends up looking like a character who already. Now she really, really looks like Canon Pearl. She ends up looking like a character who already exists in canon. Should have just designed her good in the first place, but I had no way of knowing that there would be that many other pearls who all look like the thing. Thought about moving her gemstone down from the top of her head, but any way I try to do that just doesn't really work. I really don't know how to do this. Let's see. Maybe if I add little tufts down here, swoop it upwards. Aha! Of course, she's still gonna have that bald patch where her gemstone is, because weird hairlines are great. Keep a retired aesthetic. Anyway, like, so after she and her friends were caught in the act of trying to kill their masters, they were brought to be executed for it, and Perla got away, but her friends didn't, and she has to live with the fact that her friends are dead. And it really sucks for her. Except there's actually a bit of something about her friends, about the death of her friends. That's like, I can't spoil it, but it's a bit more complex than them just being shattered that day. This arm is sticking out way too far. Probably gonna completely redo her color scheme too, because originally, like, color scheme I originally had for her was really weird, and it really added to the sort of ugly aspect that she had. I'm gonna actually pause the stream for a moment, not the stream, the recording for a moment, so that I can get some references for the color scheme. Okay, so a couple searches and photoshoppings later, I have some references that I can use for color and stuff. But before I get into that, obviously I need to line it, but also I'm not very happy about the appearance of the proportions here. I'm not really so sure about them, and I'm gonna mess around with them, even though I'm happy with how the body is drawn overall. She just looks a little bit fat for a Pearl. Oops. Control Z, discard, Control T. So I'm gonna slim her out just a little bit. Move her up a little. T. Control T. And of course these legs need to be increased. That looks better. Not very happy with how the hair goes around on her like cheeks and stuff. So just a few more changes to that and I'll get to lining it. There we go, that looks unique-ish. She's a Pearlsona of a gem that already exists in the show. Of course she's not gonna look completely original. Why? Hair. So good before I flipped the canvas. Anyone who's ever drawn anything and knows to flip the canvas knows how I feel right now. That looks better, I think. This is probably not going to be a public reference because it doesn't really have a nice silhouette or anything, but trying to do that would take quite a while. So I guess it's time to start lining it and hope it doesn't look like crap. It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? She originally had like a slightly downturned nose too, and like, so that's why redesigning her has been so hard, because she just doesn't look like the same gem unless her nose is slightly turned downwards. This is why I don't usually give my OCs drastic redesigns. Anyway, the names of Perla's friends. People who follow me on Tumblr probably know their names already, but if you don't, her friends are two other Pearls named Margaritar and Helmi. I intentionally chose names that were literally just Pearl in other languages, because I like name variety, but can't get name variety with gems very easily. And there are actually a lot of gemstones that you really can't do that with at all, because there simply are not any different names for them in other languages. Like, there are other language names for like some types of quartzes, like carnelian, agate. Is agate a type of quartz? I'm not sure, but like a lot of gemstones do have different names in different languages, but there are some that really don't, and it makes like it basically makes it a pain to as you try to get name variety with those gems. Or you have to like look up some exotic language and worry about being accused of cultural appropriation for it. The language that seems to have a lot of good different names for gemstones is Japanese, so I actually have quite a few OCs who are living in Japan as a direct result of that. I'll probably talk about them some other time. Perla certainly never meets any of them. Is hair tuft. See, when you've got the character's hair figured out already, drawing it is really fun, but when you don't, it's not fun. I just realized I never figured out an outfit for her. Let's see. Can't believe I drew the entire head before figuring out an outfit. She originally had like 2 outfits in mind anyway, like one for before gaining freedom and one for afterwards. One from before gaining freedom obviously is first. Sort of cape thing, I think. I would give her a tail, but I've already kind of established tails as Margaritar's thing, so I don't mean like a real tail, I mean like a frill tail. Maybe some... there's a fly in the room. Maybe some frilly stuff on her hands-ish? I like how this looks. I'm used to like streaming my art, but I don't really feel like doing that, because when I stream my art I go on for hours because there are people talking to me and it's really distracting, and like, you know, that's why I haven't streamed lately actually. So I like how this is coming out. There. Something I really hate coloring in is translucent stuff though. So this is gonna be really hard to color. course, the second outfit I have in mind for her is a sort of post-freedom outfit, except she isn't really free because she's running in terror and kind of increases her size and is mostly just like sort of robe thing. Because it's what she was actually wearing in her original design before we gained new information on pearls that led me to have to make a revealing outfit to go with it. Pretty much. I love these kinds of pants, at least aesthetically. Wearing them is really weird because they're there and you can feel them on you, but they aren't always touching your legs, and it's a really weird thing. Looks like I'm gonna have to do like maybe 2 sets of lines for this. Ugh. Ugh. Lines 1 for outfit 1. Actually, outfit 1, like most of the additions are like translucent things, so that would actually be on a different line art layer. So actually this would be lines Nakey. And it looks like line Snakey. No no intentional sneeples here. Or snursons, I don't even know. My word is called line Nakey. I can't believe I did that. Fingers are a bit thick, but I don't care. Anyway, like all pearls, Perla's kind of got this sort of thing of wanting to do things for people, which is kind of hard when you're being a fugitive, and like she isn't even like, you know how like Wander from Wander Over Yonder is? She is not like that. She's happy to help, but she is not like that. She's got a lot of issues just from being a slave. Man, that hand is ugly. I hate hands. Most artists do, to be honest, but I hate them especially so. If there were like a gem MMO, Perla's probably the character I would play as. Well, that's not actually true, but I'd probably play as her sometimes, like she'd be a character in my roster, even if there's a limit to how many characters I can have in my roster. Though I'd probably mainly be someone else. She ends up feeling really insignificant compared to my other characters because I never talk about her, because she's tied to another character's story, whose story is tied to yet another character's story, and like if I like try to tell Perla's story, then it spoils some major things for that other character's story, and then if I try to tell that character's story first, then it'll be weird because of how it intersects with another character's story. It's just a mess. People sometimes ask me how I get my lines to look nice. It's basically stroke, control Z, stroke, control Z, stroke, control Z. That's it. Man, those feet suck. This is just not gonna be a permanent reference. Definitely not gonna be a permanent reference at this point. Let's see. Might not even make this thingy quite translucent, because that'll just be way too hard at this point. Even though translucency is kind of a thing with pearls, I don't want to try. Just gonna fill it in here and then worry about coloring it later. Thing with Perla is that she's not even the one with most story potential or anything. She's just kind of ordinary compared to her friends, which intensifies the tragedy aspect of her story quite a bit. Because in real life, if someone dies, it's not gonna be some unimportant person necessarily. It could be someone really important who dies. You know, I really like how this looks. So, opaque frilly things it is then. Now for her other outfit. I might even have to, like... No, that just makes it awkward. I could temporarily color it another color, but I'm not gonna bother, I'm too lazy. Oops, wrong color. Too thick. Sometimes I feel like I'm just trying too hard with Perla's story. Maybe I am. It's not gonna stop me from trying to write it and make it good. At least one person has had a positive reaction to the story. Da, 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 la, 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 na 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 na. Drawing a thin character in thick clothes is weird. How long has this been recording anyway? The recording software isn't telling me, so I have no idea how long this video is. So then, second fit. Of all my characters, Perla might be the only one who actually ever reaches a point of being... No, she isn't the only one, but like she's one of my few OCs who actually has a significant change in appearance from initial design and what I ultimately decide on, not counting designs that I never actually show anyone. Like, y'all should see some early designs for Crossular and Carnelian. They looked completely different from how they look now. But I never shared those designs, so it doesn't matter so much, I guess. Oh, I forgot these. This is actually pretty close to the outfit I originally had in mind for Perla when I first designed her. So, like, of course, there was a symbol here which is not present in the final design. That's because that symbol was not very nice looking. It wasn't offensive or anything, just didn't really fit with the overall aesthetic. Might as well like give her shorts on like under here so that I don't get accused of like drawing nudity and get my account flagged or something. She's still shirtless. Who cares? Gems don't have titties. Let's see. So I've actually got like two color palettes that I got. One came from a picture of numerous yellow pearls, and the other came from a picture of a seashell. Well, two seashells actually, and I'm gonna be using both of them. But I might be using seashell more because it has the lighter colors that I want to use. So I'm gonna pick a skin color. Rename this layer to skin. Seems she's a pearl, so it doesn't feel right for her to be. Why is this set on expand 3 pixels? No wonder it's coming out of the lines. She's a pearl, so it feels a bit weird for her to have such. Oh, I forgot her toes. Feels weird for her to have such darker skin because pearls are generally light colored, but then again, I also have a black pearl, and black pearls do exist. Just concerned that people won't really like the design if she doesn't look like a traditional pearl. It's the whole reason I'm doing the redesign in the first place, so that she will look more fitting next to other pearls, including my other pearl characters. I'm gonna go with this, I just don't care. Just gotta hide the transparent background so that I can add the white bits like her eyes and stuff. I imagine she would probably blush blue, much like Canon Pearl. But no, that looks ugly. Color from here, maybe? She looks like Pikachu. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Blush should be darker than her skin color. Greenish blush. I like how that looks. I'm gonna keep it on all the time though, that's just for reference. Sorry. Her hair was originally gonna be like a lighter color than her skin, but I don't know if that'll look right necessarily. This'll do. Coming up with a color scheme for a gem is a lot harder than it sounds. Because even though you technically have a limited palette, you don't have to worry about that so much. You still gotta figure out how to make the colors look good. Pretty sure this is from a part of the image that wasn't actually part of the shell I was using for reference. I don't like that. Let's see. I like that. Let's see. And of course I've got to add like shade and lights to the gemstone as well because oh, that's wrong color. Shade and light is very, very important. I missed using this character, really. But couldn't really use her for a really long time. I think I'll give her greenish eyes. Meh. And her pants things would just be some darker color that doesn't matter so much. Now to figure out the colors for her primary outfit. Oh. Technically the parts aren't translucent, but the original intention was translucency when I was first designing her. So that's what I'm stuck with. Oops. If anyone was wondering, I was holding my tablet pen upside down. Oops. By the time that I first created Perla, someone contacted me, giving me weapon suggestions for her because I listed her weapon as unknown because characters in the story didn't know what her weapon was because she hadn't summoned one. I actually have an idea for what her weapon would be. But that would be a spoiler, which is why I did not share it. Where's her feet things? How could I forget her feet things? I don't even know what I would call these. Just trying to make something that looks cool. Maybe I will make the translucent bits translucent. I like how this looks. But it really, really messes this up. Because this is visible now. Like all that stuff I was trying to hide. Oh well. If I put it down here. There we go. I didn't think this outfit through very well, did I? Whoops. This is why I could never be a character designer for like a big company or something. Because I don't think these things through. I would suck at that job. Translucent, normal. Here's the spot right here. I'll actually be changing the pants to this color. Just because it looks so weird under the translucent bits. Of course. There we go. Can't believe I ended up going with translucency after all. Even though I said I wouldn't do that. Now it may or may not be turning ugly again. Ugh. I am not sure about this. Has to be darker. And now I have to redo all of this. Number one reason not to get into an art career. Figuring this shit out. The lines under here look nice too, don't I? I did not expect this video to end up being so exhausting. Said I was gonna talk about my character and ended up exhausting myself and complaining about my inability to art. Really, really sorry. Reason number 1580 to not get a career related to drawing cartoon characters. Not serious, of course. If you want to get a job like that, go ahead, I guess. What is this black line here? Huh. Oh, still got a little bit to do. As you can tell, I'm pretty exhausted. Art is exhausting. He's wrong. So tired, my own layering system is confusing me now. There it is. An outfit that doesn't completely suck. And now to do it again for her second outfit. Hopefully this will be less stressful. I really didn't think this video through. Gonna have one more darker color inside. Oops. So anyway, as you can see, I suck. I absolutely suck at this. Completely and utterly suck at this. It looks alright. Well, I'm too tired to do anything else, so since this is completed, technically, I guess that's the end of the video. I'm gonna be posting the pictures of her on Tumblr. Probably? No, maybe not. These aren't really meant to be, like, anything of. These aren't, like, meant to be, like, presentations of the character. But anyway, like, I guess if you have anything to say, a comment on her backstory or whatever, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.